Helen here with Eyes on the Game here in Boston, being joined by UFC featherweight Mr. Jeremy Stephens. Now, obviously, big fight for you, but I notice out of your 45 professional fights, this will be your first time here in Boston fighting. How does that feel?
It feels great. You know, Boston's a rowdy town. It's good. It's good fight town. It's good to be here at this time of year. It's perfect weather, perfect fight weather as well.
And I know that you have mentioned this fight is personal, and you've made that clear. So with that being said, when was the last time you felt this way going into a fight?
Every time.
Yeah, like this personal every time.
Personal, yeah. They're just trying to take food off my family's plate. What do you think? You know, this is a fist fight. I think people seem to forget about. You know, this isn't competition. This is an actual fist fight. So it's like this every time. And that's why I go in with the intensity on putting my opponent out before he puts me out, and that's how I roll.
I noticed something you said in a recent interview that a lot of guys don't want to fight you, and you mentioned Brian Ortega. I know you wanted to fight him all the way back at UFC 226. So was Yair the first one offered to you after your Khabib fight?
Yeah, that's the fight that we got. You know, is waiting around, and that was it. You know, we've had multiple fights offered about Brian Ortega, so he's out of the question right now. He's got a fight coming up, but you bet your ass if all goes well, come out healthy, you know, I'll be waiting in line for that December fight because I like to slide in on people and knock them out and keep moving up. What
do you think about his fight against Korean Zombie?
I don't really care.
No prediction?
No prediction. I hope the best for both of them, but I don't care for either of them. They're both on the hit list.
Now, we know you've been working with Tony Ferguson. You've spoken about those midnight runs. What surprised you the most about working with him?
Just how knowledgeable he really is, just how his passion, really cares. He puts a lot of passion into his work. He's a tremendous guy, tremendous father, fighter, teammate. It really shows, and when you go hang out with him, you get that feel for him.
When do you think he'll be making his return?
Hopefully soon. I got a chance. He came down, helped me out a little bit before this fight, so we were talking about it. Hopefully soon. Hopefully I can get that negotiated, and that's the fight to make.
For the title, obviously, against Khabib.
Faux show.
Now, how do you see that fight playing out?
Stylistically, they're both bad matchup. You know, Khabib's got that one wrestling takedown, but I've rolled with Tony. You know, he's probably one of the strongest guys I've ever felt. He's scrambly, he does awkward stuff. You know, Khabib just doesn't have the stand-up to mess with him. You know, it's hard to kind of low pick Ferguson because his footwork is so good. You can't do that like he did to Conor. Conor was able to come out, pressure him, throw some kicks, little push kick, kind of keep him at bay. You're dealing with a different animal when it comes to Ferguson, you know, and Ferguson's not scared of what's his name, Khabib, and I think Ferguson will give it to him.
Do you think right now Khabib is #1 pound for pound?
No, he hasn't proven that yet. You know, that you got to look at John Jones and what he's done. The long history of just legends that dude's beat, but he's not the #1 pound for pound in my eyes. But Khabib is very good. He's very talented, and he's been dominating, and so is Ferguson. So that's going to be a great fight.
Yes, absolutely. You are ranked #8 in the featherweight division. Where do you think a win over Yair will put you?
With a lot more money in my bank account.
Possibly a title shot in the future? Or?
I'm only like 1 or 2, 3 fights away from a title shot always. You know, it's not just when I beat people, it's how I beat them. I beat them in spectacular fashion. I leave them leaking on the canvas, and you know, I plan to swim in some blood and into my abilities come Friday night here in Boston.
And speaking of title shots, Max Holloway, Alex Volkanovski, what do you think of that fight?
Max, I think he treats him just like he did Frankie.
And lastly, obviously a lot of people love watching your fights. They're always exciting. How do you think it plays out on Friday night?
If he doesn't die, it doesn't count.
Intense. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Is that velvet?